Hey third grade, welcome to the beginning of the final unit of third grade. We are going to be learning some of what is called the elements of art. You will be beginning these here in third grade, but then you will be finishing these and learning more in depth about these in fourth grade. So what are the elements of art? Let me show you. These are your elements of art. They are line, shape, color, space, texture, value, and form. These are the basic building blocks of what art is. You can create all kinds of art, and basically all art is created using these basic elements. Just like how we just learned about architecture, this is how you build your art pieces using these elements. So our next lessons will be focusing on these elements until the end of our school year. What element are we going to be doing first, you may ask? We're going to be focusing on one that's really fun. We haven't focused on this element since kindergarten. This is the element of texture. Why texture? Because we're going to be focusing on springtime projects that reflect changes that happen on the earth during the spring. And one of the largest changes that happens is a lot of baby animals are born. And where do you find texture? In their fur, in their skin. All these things you find texture. So I'm going to be showing you how to draw a few different types of texture for your next project. So you will need a white paper, a pencil, and some markers if you have them. Get ready, and we're going to begin our first element of art project. Today we're going to be drawing a bunny. Now, you are welcome to draw a face of a different animal if you would like to, but I'm going to draw the face of a rabbit or a bunny. Other animals I would recommend would be the face of a bear or a fox, as they both have similar textures to them when it comes to their fur. Okay? So, to draw your bunny, the first thing you want to do is we're going to draw a medium-sized circle near the bottom of your paper. It doesn't have to be an exact circle. See how I'm tracing around to create this circle? We will be going over this again later with a marker, so if it's not perfect, it's totally fine. Next, we're going to be creating the head. So I'm going to start at the bottom. I'm going to draw this really close up. This whole paper is just going to be my head. So I'm going to draw a little bit of a line down here to show that it's curving at the bottom of the head. And then above the circle here, I'm going to bring this up. And then I'm going to go up a little bit and go across. This is the shape of my bunny's head. Okay? Next, I'm going to be adding a big nose. Right here, a triangle. But see how the edges aren't pointy? They are curved. Next, I'm going to bring a line down. And the two sides over just like this. Next, I'm going to be drawing two big eyes. One here, and then one right on the other side. Try to make them as close to the same size as possible. Notice how I made a little mistake, but it's totally okay. I can erase that in just a few minutes. I'm going to draw a little circle right up top here for the highlight. And now I'm going to draw the most important part of a bunny, which is the bunny's ears. So I'm going to start right here on the side. I'm going to make my ears go the whole way up to the top of my paper. There's one ear there. And you can make my other ear also come up to the top of my paper. Just like this. I can add a center part if I would like to. And there is the start of my bunny. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace all my main lines with a marker. And then I'm going to show you how to create the texture of your bunny. So now I have this super cute little bunny right here, or whatever animal you decided to draw. Whatever animal you choose, just make sure you have the face. We just want to focus on the texture of the face. Now notice I have traced all of my lines except for the circle around the nose. This is kind of an important part, and you'll find out when we start adding the texture why that is, okay? So I'm going to show you the texture of the ears. We're going to save the texture of the rest of it for next week because it is quite time consuming. So with the ears, I'm going to start near the top. And my goal is to just have my lines going down like fur, okay? My lines can overlap each other a little bit, but I don't want it to look like there's just long lines, okay? So, for example, this is just another piece of paper to show you kind of what not to do, okay? If this is the ear, here, I don't just want to draw random lines all over the place, okay? That does not look like fur. Fur is very orderly and it's nicely lined up, okay? I also don't want to draw my fur to the side, okay? Typically, an animal's fur will go downwards, which is actually really important because that's how they keep rain and moisture off of them, because it slicks down their fur. So it's very important that we draw our fur up and down and not giant lines like this. You've never seen a rabbit with fur quite that long, okay? But nice little lines going up. So I'm going to continue my fur on my one ear here. Now here's another really interesting thing. Texture can also show how light or dark something is, which is called value, which is one of our other elements of art that we'll learn a lot more about next year. But with value and texture, if I put my lines farther apart from each other, it will look lighter. Let me show you with the middle of the ear. So my outside of my ear, it looks pretty dark, right? Because my texture, my fur, is really close together. But what happens when I just put a few lines? You still have the texture, but do you see how much lighter it looks? That is called value. So now I'm going to do my other ear. Almost there. Okay, and now the inside of my other ear. And there we go. So, what do you think so far? Pretty cute, huh? So guys, this is my bunny so far. I think he looks pretty adorable. Okay, my nice textured ears, the nice fur there. Next week I'm going to show you how to do the face, including why we didn't trace the circle around the outside. I'm also going to show you how to make some really fun, cool little glasses for your bunny, just to make him look pretty fantastic, okay? So for next week, you're also going to want to use your black marker, and then you're also going to want a piece of colored paper, some scissors, and glue or tape to hold down the glasses, okay? Also, you might want something to decorate your background if you want to. So, I'll see you next week.